catch up. All right, so open your feet as wide as your mat. Come up to the top of the mat. And really just feel your feet on the ground. Feel what it feels like to press down and out. Like if you press down and out, you might feel the pinky toe side of your foot ground a little more, and you might feel the arches of the feet lift. That would be what I would love for you to have in your stance right now. And then I want you to make your legs really sturdy. So make the legs feel solid under you. That's it. And then take your arms and reach them up to the sky. Take a really big deep breath in. Spread your fingers out like rays of the sun. And then hook your thumbs together and spread the fingers even wider. That's it. Now I want you to keep your hips exactly where they are, but stretch from above the waist over to the right side. So don't let the hips move. Just stretch that side body. Keep the rib cage spreading open. And then turn your gaze up toward your fingers. Take a really nice deep breath in. And then exhale, return to the center. And then just do the same to the other side. I want you to keep it simple and deliberate. That's it. So the feet are grounded, the legs are stable, and from way above the waist, we're stretching up in the ribs. Take one last breath. And then exhale, rise back to center. Release your arms down. And then just take one more breath to clear it out. Arms reach. Exhale the arms behind your back. Clasp the hands together. And then draw the knuckles away from your body and start to fold forward. Take your time as you fold in. Let your head drop low. And notice if the weight shifted in your feet a little bit. I want you to make sure you still have that feeling of pressing down and out. Like you still feel the pinky toe sides grounding, the arches of the feet lifting. That's it. I like that a lot. And then we're going to rise with a very flat back. So lift your head and your chest first, and then keep rising from there. Release your arms. Let's take another inhale, stretch and reach. And then bring the feet together. Make sure you're at the top of the mat. So feet are together at the top of the mat. Again, inhale, arms reach. And then exhale, forward fold. Just fold in slowly. Just touching all the large joint groupings and the muscle groupings. Come halfway up, inhale, flatten the back, offer your heart forward. Put your fingers on your shins. Yeah, really draw the chest out. And then exhale and fold in deep. Hey, my friend. Inhale, halfway, lengthen, lift the heart forward. And then exhale and fold. We're going to do it 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Really lengthen the spine out. And exhale, fold. Try to move with your breath, slow motion. Inhale, lengthen and lift. And then exhale, fold. With that same flat back, we're going to rise all the way up. Lift your head and your chest. Reach your arms up high. And then draw the hands right to your heart center. Nice work. Inhale, bend your knees, chair pose. All right. You guys know how much I like this pose. So we're going to just sit. This time, drop your arms. And see if you can sit down, sit back until your fingers touch the floor. So feel how your hips shifted back in that movement. Let's see if we can hold the hips back, pull the belly to the spine, and without moving the base of the pose, bring the arms back up overhead. There you go. Welcome to chair pose. Now push through those feet and come on up to standing. Stretch back because it feels so good. And then exhale, bring your hands right to your heart. Nice work. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Fold right in. Just start to get a rhythm with your breathing. Come halfway up, inhale. Let's step the right leg back, but stay on the toes. And rise into a high crescent lunge. Let the arms sweep up high over the head. Pay attention to your footing. I want you to drive a little energy down the left heel, and I want you to put weight on all 5 toes on the back foot. Good. Let's sink in just a touch lower. And for one breath, lean back just a little bit. And then exhale, place your hands down and hold right there. Root the right hand a little more deeply, and on your inhale, twist open to the left side. Very nice work. Now put a little more energy into straightening the back leg. Welcome home. And then turn your palm forward and reach your bicep over your ear. As you start to stretch through that side waist, can you bring the right side of the body under you a little more? Twist a little deeper. Oh my gosh, that's gotta feel good. Inhale, bring the arm up. Exhale, eyes down, hands down. Step right into your first downward facing dog. Amazing how much warm-up we can do without even one vinyasa. Spread the fingers out wide. Press your legs back strongly. Let's take one more breath in, and then just gently exhale, walk your feet to the top of the mat. Come halfway up, inhale and lengthen, and then exhale and fold. Keep your fingertips on the floor, bend your knees. I want you to sit back and down, and then sweep the arms up for chair pose. So good, you guys. Push through your feet, come to standing. Let's stretch back just a little, make it feel really good. And then hands to your heart. One more time. Inhale, arms reach. Just like on the other side. Exhale and fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Take the left leg and step it back. Stay on the toes. And then rise for your high crescent lunge. It's important that you feel the ground beneath you. Don't get wrapped up in the drama of those arms sweeping up. Hi, girls. And then all that drama of like making the pose look so amazing. What if we just focused on driving some weight down the front heel, putting weight evenly in 5 toes on the back foot, and then just sink in just a little. That's it. Give me one breath. Lean back, and then place your hands on the mat and hold. We're going to root that left hand down and twist on the inhale, open to the right. That's it. Are you breathing? All of this matters most when you're breathing. Now, we're going to turn that palm forward and reach the bicep over the ear. So as your side waist begins to stretch and lengthen, I want you to really straighten and lengthen that back leg. So we're pushing and pulling. And then for one more breath, bring the left side of the body under you a little more. Turn the chest open. Nice. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, eyes down, hand down. And take a big step back into your downward facing dog. Just one big step back, let your head down. And just notice how the heat's already coming. It's coming from you. From your effort, from your work, the muscular actions of the body. Deliberate, purposeful movements. Take one more breath. And then look at your hands and walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. Come halfway up on the inhale. Fold deeply on your exhale. Let's keep those fingertips on the floor. Practice one more time, sitting back and down. And then arms reach up overhead. On your inhale, push into your feet. Let's rise, stretch back. And then exhale, hands right to the heart. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. And now both feet will step back into plank pose. We'll do a more traditional vinyasa, but I want to break it down. Plank pose is where you get your spacing from. So your hands should be right underneath your shoulders, and there should be a good bend in all 10 of your toes. Let's take one more breath right here. And then bend the elbows, but lower a little forward and down. So the chest comes forward of the fingertips. And then lay it onto your belly. Good. Inhale into cobra. The hands should be perfectly placed. Let the shoulders relax, down and back. The hip bones are on the floor. There's actually a rooting sensation happening in the pubis bone and the hip bone. So that's actually pressing into the floor to help you expand the spine upward. And then as your chest rises, also lengthen your legs back behind you. Keep the feet on the mat. Keep pressing into the toes. Give me one more breath, and then exhale, release. Let's just touch child's pose. Just in case that back bend was a little long and you're still feeling a little stiff, know that this is always an option. If we ever come into a sequence or a pose that makes you feel like you're aggravating something in your body, the tension that lies within the body sometimes gets poked at when we practice. And what we want to do is we want to expose it and we want to discharge it. We don't want to aggravate it. So you can always take a break, especially as we move into summer and the heat comes up. You have to honor yourself. Drink lots of water. Because I'm not afraid of water in, water out. And that's what's going to start to happen in about 5 minutes. Let's stretch the arms forward. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, come up into downward facing dog. So we lift the hips up and back. Use your legs on purpose so you take some of the pressure off of the wrists. We push and we pull and we breathe. Spread the fingers out wide. Really make good handprints. Give me one more breath. Lift those hips up and back. And then exhale, look at your hands. You can jump, step, or walk to the top. Do it in the way that makes you feel the most graceful. Halfway up, inhale. Fold deeply, exhale. With just a flat back, come on up to standing. Head up, chest up, arms begin to sweep up high. Exhale, the hands come right to your heart. How we doing? You guys okay so far? All right, so today we are going to be purposefully moving. So I want you to really be focused on your breath and your movements. I want the alignment to be deliberate. We're not going to get sloppy. We're not going to rush. We're going to take our time. We're going to place everything exactly the way we want it or exactly the way the body is willing to do it. And we're going to honor ourselves. If we move steady and we breathe steady, we're going to get a really, really beautiful practice in. It's all about being present. So feel your feet on the ground, feel your breath moving through you, and then we're going to link these poses onto that breath. When you're ready, inhale, arms reach. Reach like you mean it. Exhale, fold in, fold like you mean it. Grab the floor or your ankles, draw your head down. And then lengthen and lift like your spine could stretch out past the front edge of your mat. And then go to plank pose. Organize yourself for a second. And then bend your elbows and lower forward and down. Inhale into cobra for one breath. Open your heart a little bit more. And then exhale your way to downward facing dog. So I'm going to ask you to watch yourself. Sometimes we have habits. We have these little explosive movements where we're using momentum rather than muscle. And so today I want you to actually try to move a little more deliberately and a little more carefully and not flick or fling any body parts around. Let's push back, inhale. And then look at the hands and step the right foot forward. We'll come into high crescent lunge one more time. Arms sweep up overhead. That's it, the arms sweep up high. And then come up a little higher on the back toes. So that might lift you a little bit higher, but then bend that back knee. So we come up really high on the back foot and then bend deep into that back knee. Yeah, say hello. Now, hook your thumbs like we did at the beginning and give me a little stretch back. Bend that back knee more. I want you to feel like the shin is hovering over the mat. One last little tweak. Tailbone down. Inhale. And then exhale. Release your hands all the way to the floor. Step it back into downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Move a breath through you. Let that clear out. And then one more to reconnect with your own breathing rhythm. And then the left foot steps up for that high crescent again. Step the left foot forward, stay on the right toes, and then come on up. That's it. And I want you to come up a little higher on the toes of the back foot and start to bend that back knee. Now hook your thumbs together and spread the fingers like rays of the sun. I want to see like the webbing between your fingers stretching. Yes, that's how much I want you to stretch. And now with that back knee bending, tuck the tailbone down. Woo! Right? You feel that in the quadriceps. You feel that in your hip flexor. If you want, you could even lean back just a touch. Take a breath. And then place your hands back on the earth. Take a big step back. Let your head bow low. Give me 2 breaths here. And now I feel like the body's pretty ready to come into a warrior 1. Right foot steps up. Left foot turns flat this time. And then we rise up facing forward, Virabhadrasana 1. So both arms are up over the head. We're facing forward with the heart. And that's the whole idea in this pose, is that we are working to get the chest plate forward. So keep grounding that back foot. The pinky toe sides of the feet are pressing out and down. And then we're lifting up through the central channel of the body. So there's a down and an up and an in and an out. All of it mindful, all of it full of consciousness. Now I think that you could bend your front knee more. I've seen you guys do this pose many times. Sink in just a little. Lean back just a little. Give me 1 more breath. Look up, fully express. And then exhale, flow. Hands down, step back, and lower. Lower a little forward. Take it to the belly. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. It's time for warrior on the other side. Left foot steps up, right foot turns in. Ground those feet so you push down as you rise. Remember the grounding of that front heel and all the toes of the back foot. That chest plate forward. Every warrior pose should be full of passion. You would not be a warrior if you were not fighting for something. So what is it today? What is it that you are fighting for? And I know that sounds weird because we're not at battle. Although most of us are living a really intense battle right within the space between our ears. We can't reconcile a lot of things in our own lives. So maybe you're just a warrior for peace. Maybe you're just a warrior for love. Maybe you just want to get through this practice, so you're a warrior today to get through the pose. But if you could, would you choose to do it with grace? I would much rather be a warrior of grace than a warrior of brute force, yeah? Lift from your heart, take your gaze up, give me 1 more breath, fully express your pose, and then exhale, flow it out. Hands down, step it back, and lower. Inhale for cobra, and then exhale all the way back to down dog. So when the heat comes quick, we start to get really juicy, and it's going to feel really good to move a little more smoothly. So we're going to come through Surya B. We've actually done all of the pieces. Take 1 more breath, push back a little, and then exhale, look forward. You can jump, step, or walk. Do it with grace, top of the mat. Nice, Robin. All right, inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. With a flat back, let's rise all the way to standing. Push down to rise up. Stretch like you mean it. And then bring your hands right to your heart. Here we go. Bend your knees, fingers to the floor. Sit back and down. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Try to stay with me. Halfway up, inhale. Step, step back and lower on the exhale. Once you're on the belly, inhale for cobra. And then exhale back to down dog. Here comes warrior. Right foot steps, left foot flat. Push down to rise up. Inhale, come on up. There we go. Exhale, right back down. Hands down, step back and lower. I know it feels fast. Just do it with your breathing. Cobra on the inhale. Down dog on the exhale, warrior on the left side. Left foot steps, right foot flat. Rise on the inhale, face forward, heart plate forward. And then exhale, right back out. Hands down, step back, lower. Beautiful. Cobra on the inhale and down dog on the exhale. Give me the biggest deep breath you've ever taken and then let it out with the biggest sound you've ever made. Ah, yeah. I think we could do better. The park is pretty full today. Inhale, big. Exhale, sigh it out. Yes. Last one. In. Big sound out. And then look at your hands and start to walk it forward. Halfway up. Inhale. Fold deeply. Exhale. We're going to finish this beautiful sequence strong. Chair pose, bend your knees, sit back and down, reach the arms high. On your next inhale, come on up, stretch back if it feels good, and then bring your hands to your heart. Pause for a moment. Check in with yourself. Do you have your feet on the mat on purpose? Are you standing fully in your best posture? Is there any way that you could imagine making this pose a little more spacious and a little more light? If you lift from the inner pelvic floor and lower belly, you might actually feel yourself rise a little more through the spine. And if you press gently into your palms, you might feel your chest broaden. And so when we do yoga, we're looking for little ways to awaken our consciousness. New little tweaks that we can use to awaken the body. Take one more breath right where you are. Release your arms down by your sides. And then inhale, sweep the arms up high. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Step it back to plank and hold. I want you to roll onto your right side so you're facing left. You'll be on the outer edge of the right foot and the right hand. If you have a special variation that you like in this pose, feel free to take it. If not, just sustain it. Lift your hips. Try to draw the head back a little bit so that you're not, then your spine is long so that you're not rounding. And then go ahead and return to plank pose. Do it with grace. And take it to the other side. Just take it right over to the other side. Again, any expression that works for you. Push down to rise up. Deliberate movements. Can we make the hips rise just a little more? Yes. Can you feel your spreading of your ribs? Give me one more inhale. And then just with grace, return to your plank pose. Let's lift our hips and go all the way up and back into down dog. And then walk your hands back to your feet. Just go slow. Walk it back, hands to feet, so we end up at the back of the mat. And then come halfway up, inhale. Good. Exhale, fold. Put your hands on your hips. And with an inhale, lift your head and chest and rise up to standing flat back. That's so good. Shift your weight into your right leg. And lift your left knee, no hands. Hands stay on the hips. And what I want you to feel is the right leg grounding down. So push down into the right leg and then lift the left knee a little higher. Do it again. Push down and lift that one a little higher. Do you feel how both of those actions help the other one happen? Down, up, down, up, down, up. Yeah? Can you guys feel that? Good. Try it on the other side. It actually makes you not think so much about balancing, right? Very, very good. So you push down and ground through the left, and then you can lift that right one just a little higher. Take one more breath, lift, and release. Keep your feet about hip distance apart. Inhale, arms reach, and exhale, fold. I want you to grab your opposite elbows and hang down for just a moment, and see if you can feel that crease of the hip right where you were just a moment ago, trying to lift your knee to your chest. Can you use that same space, that same crease of the hip, and draw the body down a little deeper to the legs? Yeah. That's your hip flexor. See if you can get your feet to press down and out, your legs to straighten and be a little more sturdy. And then from the crease of the hip, fold in just a little deeper. Nice work, everyone. Release your arms. We're going to roll up like a rag doll. So bend your knees, tuck your tailbone and your chin, and then come up one vertebra at a time. There's no race. Just moving through your own body on purpose. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Come halfway up, look forward, and then walk your hands into plank pose. Let's all breathe in plank, and then exhale, lower down slowly. Take a deep breath as you do your cobra, and then exhale as you move back to down dog. Okay, right leg is going to step forward to the hands. It's a big step forward, and then I want you to take a little step forward with the back foot. So your stance will shorten just a little bit, and make it so both feet can go flat, and then come halfway up and put your hands on your hips. The wider your stance, the better your balance is going to be. And we want to have right foot forward and left foot back. Switch your feet. And now what happens if you lean a little bit into the front leg? And then what happens if you lean into the back leg? Keep your feet flat. Keep your feet flat and just lean a little forward and then lean a little back. Do you feel your hips moving? Yeah, the hips moving. So find the place where the weight is even in your feet and your hips are square. Remember, both legs are straight here. I still see some of you with a bent front knee. I want you to straighten the leg, and if you have to, lift your chest up a little bit. There we go. I like a flat back in this pose. Let's take one more breath. And then slowly press through the big toes and start to let your chest rise to standing. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Now I want you to keep your left arm up, but drop your right arm down. And then I want you to bend your elbows. Some of you can clasp here, but for most of us, just pressing the hands into the body is enough. It's really good just to press your hands into the back side of your body, and then we're going to fold halfway. And the challenge here is going to keep those elbows lifted away from the ground. So fold halfway and lift those elbows up away from the floor. Lift those elbows. Are we square in the hips? Let's see if we can get the head to press up against that left arm. Just 2 more breaths. I know you're not so happy. Pressing the hands into your back, lifting the elbows, lift the head, and come on up. Hold the hand position and turn open to the left side. Yep, turn open to the left side. Pivot your feet with you. Inhale, extend, and then exhale, fold again. Yes, exhale, fold again. Feet are pressing down and out. Legs sturdy. And we use the crease of the hip to fold down just a little bit deeper. Find a calming, soothing breath. And remember, we're going to have a lifting of the elbows, a lifting of the head, and we're going to come on up slowly. Oh, yeah. Nice work. Release your arms. Put your hands on your hips. Smile on your face. Turn and face forward. And then step your feet together. It wasn't so bad. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Come halfway up, inhale. Step back and lower slowly. Inhale for cobra. Shoulders back. Exhale, down dog. Now we've got lots of time for setup. Left foot comes forward to the hands, and then the right foot takes a little step up. Bring your hands onto your hips, and work on getting both legs straight and both hips square. We very often need to put more weight on the front leg. The body resists that because the hamstring is tight. So I'm going to ask you to lift your chest a little bit so that you can actually articulate the base of the pose. Your ability to express your pose with good form and intention is actually based on how good you set up the foundation. More weight on the front leg. Not bending it. So it's like, it's this, like the hips turning. So this one comes forward. Yeah. There you go. All right, nice and easy. Come on up. Head up, chest up. Maintain the foundation. Reach the arms up overhead, and then leave the right one up there. Drop the left one down. You can bind them together, but it's totally not necessary because we're not going into Gomukhasana. We're just opening the shoulders. That's it. So press your hands into your body and then fold only halfway. I know some of you can touch your head to your shin, but I don't want you to. I actually want you to use your core. I want you to keep the chest reaching out past the left foot. That's it. Keep lifting those elbows away from the earth. Feel your shoulder heads move back. See if you can get the chest up a little higher. Reach through the crown of the head. So all of these little subtle but deliberate movements actually create a little bit more muscle energy in the poses. Okay, now slow and steady. Rise back up. Keep the hand position. Turn open to the right side. Pivot your feet. Inhale, extend. And then exhale and fold. Breath is steady. Don't be afraid to put a little bit of weight into your toes. Yeah, I found your phone. It was baking in the sun, so I put it in the shade. Yeah. All right, so we are trying to lift those elbows a little bit. We're going to ground down through the feet and rise up head first. Come on up, head first. Good. Release your arms, put your hands on your hips, try a smile on your face. It's a better choice than what you were going for. And then turn and face forward, bring your feet together. Just graceful step. Here we go. Inhale, arms reach. We're going to wipe that slate clean. Exhale and fold. Lift and lengthen. Inhale. Step, step back and lower on the exhale. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. All right, right foot steps up. Stay on your left toes. Let's sweep up into high crescent lunge. Oh, I like it. Let's take the arms out like wings. And then the left arm is going to go under and the right arm is going to go over. And we're going to create Garudasana arms. Those are eagle arms. And there's a couple little tweaks that we can do here too. I want the lower arm, the left arm to push up and the upper arm to push down. That's it. And then lift both elbows up a touch higher and move your hands away from your face. Now you can see your thumbs. See if you can dial your thumbs into the midline. That's it. Take a breath. And we're going to hold that with the arms, but take our weight a little forward and float the left leg up behind us. Get that back leg to lift behind you. We're going to take one more breath right here. And then come forward and lift that left knee up to the belly. Remember, if you push down into the right leg, you can lift that left one a little higher. And then we're going to soften and sit like it's chair pose and wrap your left leg around your right. If it doesn't wrap all the way around, just put your toes on the floor, right on the side. That's it. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Elbows to knee. Gaze out past your own fingers and work on flattening your back. Extend the chest out a little bit more. Oh, you guys look amazing. Let's take one last breath here. And then slowly start to come up. Release both feet down together. Then release your arms. Inhale, sweep them up high. And exhale, release them down low. Woo! How we doing? That's okay. We're going to go there. Inhale, reach. And exhale, fold. Yeah, we're not messing around today. Inhale, lengthen. Step, step back and lower. Take your time. Slow and steady wins the race here. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, high crescent lunge, left side. Left foot step, stay on the right toes. The arms sweep up overhead. All right, nice work. Arms out like wings. This time, right goes under left. So crisscross at the elbows. Try to cross the forearms and touch your hands. If you can't get the hands to go palm to palm, do the back of the hands against each other. There's lots of ways to modify and still be deliberate about your work. Now, bottom arm pushes up, top arm pushes down, both elbows rise. Hands away from the face just a touch, and see if you can turn them in. It's like just like that last little turn on the knob. Yep, right there. I like what I see. I want you to keep your gaze forward, shift your weight a little forward, and come into balance. Lift the right leg up behind you. The more active you are in the leg behind you, the easier your balance will be. Now we come to standing, knee to belly. Try to do it without touching down. Stabilize yourself. Push down through the left and lift the right a little higher. And then begin to bend your left knee so you feel like you're sitting a little lower. Wrap the right around the left. You can touch the toes down or wrap the foot around the calf. There's lots of ways to modify. Just feel like you're doing it on purpose. I don't care how it looks on the outside. I care how it feels to you. Is it integrated? Do you feel connected to your work? If it feels out of control, then modify. We're going to fold forward slowly. Elbows toward that knee. Lengthen the spine. The gaze goes past your own fingers. If you look forward, you can actually stretch the spine a little bit longer. You guys are amazing. So you're going to find your grace. Come up slowly. You can untangle the legs and plant both feet firmly down. Then inhale, release the arms. Let's reach them up. And then just let them come down by your sides. Stay tall, just standing right there. Tadasana. Take a moment to check in and notice how you feel. The body loves to move and breathe. Our mind loves to be focused. Consciousness, awakening, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. That is what we're doing. Let's take a really nice slow vinyasa, the longest, slowest, deepest breath that you can take. Inhale, let the arms float up high. And then exhale slowly and fold. Lift and lengthen on the inhale. Step, step back and lower on the exhalation. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. Okay. When you're ready, softly place your knees on the floor. Make sure your hand, no, don't even worry about your hands. Just sit back on your heels. Sit back on your heels, lift your head up high. And I'm going to ask you to do something really silly, but I think once you do it, you'll be like, that's the coolest thing ever. So I want you to stick your tongue out a little bit. So there's like a little bit of an O with your lips and your tongue sticking out a little bit. And I want you to, like, if you were sucking through a straw, I want you to draw the breath in over your tongue. Do you feel how cool that is? Because we are 98.6 degrees, maybe even a little higher right now. But the air temperature outside is probably 80 something, right? So feel the coolness of the air as it enters your lungs. Tongue out a little bit. The air has to draw over the tongue. Almost like you're sucking in through a straw. Can you guys feel that? If you are ever overheated through the course of our Florida summer, you could stop and do this cooling breath. It's called Shitali. The yogis were brilliant, actually. I imagine they needed to find cooling techniques living in India. I imagine in the heat of summer. Could be pretty brutal. Take 3 more breaths like this. Focus on the cooling sensation. Really good. Now I want you to take your hips and just shift them off your heels to the right. So just kind of sit on the outer right hip. That's so good. And then reach your left hand out and fingertips grip the floor. And let's take the right arm up and take a really nice big stretch. Make it yummy. Use that left hand to grip the floor, fingertips like clawing, not just the mat, but yeah, the concrete. Go ahead, grab it. If you grab yourself, you might fall over, so just like, grip the floor. Whoop. Closer. Okay, you can. Turn your hand for me. Reach like you mean it. That's it. Turn the gaze up. Lengthen up out of that waistline. That's it. And then slowly release that right hand down. With both hands on the floor, you can shift your hips up and over the heels to the other side. Reach the right arm out, grip whatever you can, and then let's expand and open up the left side body. Yep, really good. Try to reach up to the sky rather than around your head, and then tip the head back a little bit and look toward your fingers. That way the spine stays tall and long. Give it one more breath. And then bring that left hand down. Bring yourself back to center. And then we're going to crawl forward onto the belly. Crawl forward onto the belly. Release your knees slowly. That's it. Now both arms forward. We're going to try to lift our arms and our legs. Lift our arms and our legs. That's it. Feel how strong the back body is. See if you can get the knees off the mat. And then lift the biceps to the ears. Okay. 2 more breaths. Lift a little higher. Last inhale and lower on the exhale. Pause for a moment. Turn your head to one side and breathe. It's one of my favorite mantras. All right, we're going to take that up one more time. Lift the arms, lift the legs. But this time we're going to get a little silly, like a swimmer. So we're going to paddle the arms and the legs. That's it. Lift your head a little bit. Remember, biceps near the ears, thighs off the mat, knees off the mat. I love the pace that you're keeping. Just feel how strong that back body is. We're going to go for 10, 9, 8. Come on, lift it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Our core work is not always on the front. The backside needs to be strong too. But I know that work can sometimes aggravate. So I'd like you to place your hands under your shoulders and push back slowly and sensitively into a child's pose. Let your hips touch your heels, let your head touch the floor, and breathe. Just 2 breaths. And as you complete those breaths, I want you to come around to a seated position. So both legs in front of you. That's it. You can extend both legs out and try to sit up straight. We're not going to stay there long. I just want you to get both sit bones grounded. And then just simple, bend the right knee and place the sole of your foot down. Now, because we pulled the right one in, I want you to push the left one out. There's a little deliberate movement there. And then wrap your left elbow around the front of your right knee And give me a twist out to the right side. Right hand on the floor makes you sit up a little taller. And just like we've been doing throughout the entire practice, let's lift the head, maybe tip the ears back, keep the airway open, keep the breath flowing free. If you're in the sun and you need to let the breath come in over the tongue, do it. Keep flexing that left foot. We want to keep that left leg alive. I was talking to you. Now, I want you to find your waistline. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, just turn your ribs. That's it. Then turn and face forward. We're going to let that right leg drop out. Put the sole of your foot into the inner thigh of the left foot, and then just take a forward fold, Janu Shirshasana. Let the head bow down, head to knee. Try to stay active in that left foot. And then turn the right side of the body toward the left leg as you fold. Ananda is bliss. On your next inhalation, let's come on up, lift the head, lift the chest, reach the arms. And then we switch our legs, nice and easy. Straighten the right leg out, fold the left one up and in, and then turn yourself to the left. Grab around the front of that knee with your elbow. Just for today, I'd rather you not go over the elbow, but what if you just grabbed it around? Yeah, because then you could keep that right shoulder head down and back. Yeah, we want to keep the waistline active and the shoulders soft. Remember the work in the right leg. Every inhale gives you a little bit of extension. Every exhale, a little more twist. Last breath. And then we turn and face forward. Let the left leg drop wide. The knee falls out, the sole of the foot on the inner thigh, and then go ahead and fold softly, head to knee. As you fold, try to bring the left side of the body a little bit closer to the right leg. All right, one more breath here. And then on this last inhale, rise. We're going to bend both knees, put the soles of both feet onto the mat, and then roll yourself down slowly. Yep, lay it down onto your back. And prepare for bridge pose. Just preparing for bridge pose. We're going to take the arms by our sides, soles of the feet down. Not full wheel unless you have it in your regular practice, because the shoulders are pretty juicy, the spine is pretty warm. You could go ahead and do a full wheel, but I'm going to just encourage 3 rolling bridges. So push down to rise up. Lift those hips. The head, neck, and shoulders stay on the ground. And we just lift our bottoms, that's all. I want the hip flexor, that place that we've been pinching and squeezing, I want that to open up for you. And then roll down 1 vertebra at a time. Just take it down slow. Upper, middle, lower back. And again, inhale, lift the hips. Push down to rise up. You could even clasp your hands together under you and get the chest to open and rise a little bit more. And then we roll it down. Open the arms, open the shoulders, come down upper, middle, lower back. And then the last one. Here's the best one. 3rd time's the charm. If you want to reposition your hands toward your shoulders, fingers toward the shoulders, palms flat, you could press yourself up into that full wheel. If you don't do it regularly, don't let today be the first time. Press through your feet. Use your leg power to open your chest, open your heart. last breath and then come on down slowly. Let's pull our knees into the belly. That's it. Rock a little bit side to side. And then open those knees a little bit wider. See how wide you can go with the knees, holding them with your hands. And then let the soles of your feet point up toward the sky and see if you can grab a hold of the heels or the ankles. And you can rock a little bit here too. Do whatever you have to do to just really take care of yourself. All of these closing poses are soothing and rebalancing. If it feels good to straighten one leg, try it. And then maybe try the other side. Maybe you try both. I want you to find your way back to the center. Go ahead and release your feet to the floor. Go ahead and take both legs straight down the mat. And before we're completely done, a really gentle, gentle twist, right knee to belly. Give me that little feeling of push-pull. As you squeeze the right one in, push the left heel out. And then just take that right knee over to the left side. We're not going to stay long, just an opportunity in case there's a little snap, crackle, pop left in there. Be as soft as you can. One inhale, twist a little deeper on the exhale. And then fill yourself up, inhale. Use your exhale to roll on your back. Release that leg and switch to the other side. Stay connected to the breathing, pushing and pulling, and then rolling that left leg around to the right side. Once you get there, try to soften. The softer you are, the more likely things are to shift into place the way they're supposed to be. Stay connected to your breath. We're going to take one last breath in and then use that exhale to roll onto your back. Once you're flat, try to release your legs all the way down and your arms a little bit away from your body. Do you want it? The first thing I want you to do is soften your breath. Let's all separate our lips and relax our jaw so the breath can move freely through you in a really natural and organic way. And then make a conscious and deliberate effort to soften your skin. If you're still enough, you'll feel the cool breeze on your skin.
Jai
Let's all try to respect the stillness and awaken really gently. Let the movements be subtle but deliberate. And let the breath really truly awaken the prana, the energy that moves through your body. Eventually, as these movements and the breath become a little bit bigger, you can find a way to seated. I'd like you to come sit up tall and place your hands on your heart. So let's put the left hand directly on the chest and then put the right hand on the left hand. And then pull the lower belly and the pelvic floor sort of up and in a little bit so you're getting some support. Because our bodies can be these amazing resonant chambers. If we just like shout our sounds out, we're missing that chance to have the vibrational quality within. So I want you to just take a deep breath in. Just take a deep breath in and let out like an ah. Like just go ahead, like ah it out. You feel how like you sent the sound out? It went ah, like I'm throwing it out into the space in front of me, right? What I want you to do, and we do our Om, is I want you to hold the sound within you. I want you to feel the vibration. So it's going to be a little bit more like Om instead of Om, right? Like hold it so that the vibration happens. That's why your hands are on your chest. I want you to feel what it is that we're doing when we make this beautiful universal sound. So let's all sit up tall, take a deep breath in, and together we'll raise our own vibrations. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. May this practice always be a way to awaken our consciousness and bring some peace to ourselves. Just learning little things like holding the sound for ourselves and being responsible for our own vibration actually will change the way we show up in the world. If we first learn to do for ourselves, we will then be in a position where we can serve and do for others. I am so proud that we have so many people coming out here on Saturdays and doing this work. This is our way of stepping out and doing something for ourselves. And in some ways, it's the most unselfish thing in the world that we do because our presence changes. I think you guys know it. You're different when you come home than when you show up here. And there's something that pulls you out of bed and makes you get here in the sun, in the rain, in whatever it is, because we know somehow it's good for us. And so I thank you. I thank you for being deliberate. I thank you for being dedicated. I thank you for simply showing up. Namaste. Namaste. Woo! It was the first really sweaty, yeah? Yeah, it's been a while since we've been this wet. So good. Thank you for everything, for your energy, for your love, for your support, for all the friendships, for this beautiful community. We have some really amazing things going on. I know I haven't been here in a few weeks, so I'm not sure about the announcements, but today in the studio from 3 to 5, if anyone's interested in exploring breath work, one of my favorite teachers who lives in Fort Lauderdale, she actually lived here, and I've hosted her many, many times, but then she moved out of the area, and she just came back. Her name is Denise Dobbs, and she's doing liberation breathwork today. It's going to be a really incredible way to unleash some of the energetic things that lay in our subconscious. Like, we don't even know what we're carrying around, and this technique of breathwork actually helps us to shed it, to get rid of it. So if anyone's interested in exploring the breathwork, come and see me. It's from 3 to 5 at the studio. You don't have to come and see me. You could just show up. But if you had questions about it, I'd be happy to talk about it. I will be there for sure. Anytime I have the privilege to be in her presence, I will practice with her. We also have a kula coming up, and a beach cleanup, and full moon meditation. So all kinds of amazing things happening for the community. If you would check the websites, the emails, you will see all that we have happening. I look forward to seeing you. I have new schedules, and I have information about Spain, my next trip. So home from Africa, off to Spain in September. I know some of you have already registered, and I think I have 3 spots left. So if anyone's interested in Spain, come and see me. It's 7 days in Valencia. We've rented this beautiful farmhouse that's been completely renovated. Yeah, it's been completely renovated. We'll be eating macrobiotic food, spending some beautiful time in the countryside and also in some of the little medieval villages. There's some really amazing things. We have a catamaran ride at sunset one day, all kinds of beautiful, beautiful things. So come see me. I always have tons going on, and I can't wait to share them with you. Teacher training, July 11th, a lot on the calendar. These are the new schedules? Okay, good. And some passes. I always have passes, too. So if anyone has not been to the studio, come see me, and you can come as my guest. And that's all I have to say today. That's enough. Mic off. Here.
Got you covered. This is the real one.
The things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside.